Hello everybody and welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you another PlayStation 4 review, and today's review is for Townsmen A Kingdom Rebuilt, a game that has been newly released on PlayStation 4. It's $24.99 in the UK, and it's a medieval style building city simulator. Now, if you've heard of the game Settlers, which most people have who've been involved in gaming for some time, this essentially is a Settlers clone. Does it measure up to Settlers? Well, to be honest, it's quite a long time since I've played a Settlers game. But I like city building games, whatever format they're in, whether it's a sci-fi one, a medieval one, a modern day one, whatever the scenario is. I like city building games. I find it quite relaxing. And overly taxing. You just put them on, chill out and play them, and what we have here I think is an excellent clone of a city building game. This game is quite in depth in a sense of you get an awful lot to do here. You get campaign, which essentially is the tutorial. You get a load of different scenarios to play, each of them giving you a different challenge, and they're basically the scenarios I felt were like an expansion of the tutorials to help you learn the mechanics of the game for the real meat of this game, which is the endless mode. And you've got a wide variety of maps here, different sizes, different difficulties, and then you can go in and customize that map to your own liking, whether you want disasters and bandit attacks and all that kind of stuff. And you also get the expansion pack free with the PlayStation 4 version, the Seaside Empire, which is a whole new different case of scenarios with a whole different map, like a seaside type map, as well as some more endless maps for that as well, that version. So you get a lot for your money here, I think. Now, one thing I will say straight off the bat is I thought the tutorial here was excellent. If you are a newcomer to these type of games, and you're really not sure whether to play a game like this, sometimes I do like a basic tutorial for these sort of games anyway, if I don't think that the one the game does is very good at all. Well, I thought the one that the game gives you here, the tutorial, which essentially is the campaign mode, I thought was very, very good. It helps you learn the game very, very well. It explains itself pretty well, tells you what to do, even what buttons to press at times. So I do applaud them for the excellent tutorial. It really does help you ease your way into the game, because underneath all these lovely cartoony graphics, which I think really enhance the game, I really like the way it looks, this game, is quite an in-depth and complex city simulator basically. It's actually quite challenging, and the campaign missions, when you go through them, they get increasingly hard as you go on, and they get very, very difficult by the end, but they all help you learn all the mechanics and all the things you might need to expect in this game when you go on to play in the endless mode and things like that. But it's not an easy game, but it eases you into it, so that when the difficulties come with this game, you feel well prepared. You never really feel like you don't understand what's going on or what you need to do in this game. It does get a little confusing sometimes, because you see all these buildings on your map with these icons flashing above them saying they need stone, but then you look at your stone maker guy and he's producing stone, and you're just thinking, well, what's going on? And so it takes a little bit of time to get used to all that side of it and all the mechanics and why these icons are flashing. But on the left hand side of the screen, it always tells you what you're lacking or what you should be doing. And the endless mode as well has got a really good thing in a sense of, when you go into the endless mode, it will not let you build everything straight away. For example, if you wanted to build a marketplace, it might say, no, you can't build a marketplace until you built this instead first. So it's gently guiding you, even in the endless mode, as to what you should probably be considering to build first. So you never really feel like you built something when you shouldn't have done. Everything's there buildable for a reason, and then there are some things locked off until you've built these other things. So it's gently guiding you even in the endless mode and things like that, so you never really feel it truly out your depth, and you can end up created and building some really magnificent cities, some really beautifully designed cities. There's loads of different decorations you can have, you know, stone walls, all this kind of stuff. And you get different seasons in the game as well. So if you're playing it during winter, it's far more difficult obviously to grow your crops. In fact, you can't, some of them, so you might as well take the workers out of those farms and things and put them elsewhere during the winter where they might be needed. So it actually does make it a realistic challenge during the winter, is, you know, to get through the winter unscathed. You have to keep the upkeep of all your buildings, otherwise they'll catch fire, so you need to make sure you've got good coverage with your like fire towers and things like that. And crucially, your city can be attacked by bandits and things like that. So you've got to like build your defences up to make sure that you're suitably kitted out for when bandits do attack your city. So it's underneath this, like I said, this surface of this really cute looking game, it's actually quite a complex game underneath it all. And fans of city building games and settlers games and city skylines, you could, you know, Tropica games, all them kind of stuff, there's a lot here for you to get your teeth stuck into at a fairly budget price. You even get natural disasters and things like that. The first time I played like a winter map, there was a huge avalanche and wiped out some of the buildings, which put me at an immediate disadvantage. So this game does a lot, I think, for the price. It's not the best one I've played in this type of genre. There are others that I think are more interesting. It does feel a little bit limited in the setting. Like I say, it's just a medieval setting. Sometimes you like those that kind of move through time, so you get more modern technology as time goes on. Well, you're just kind of stuck in this one medieval setting here, so if that doesn't appeal to you, then I wouldn't bother, if you know, because you're just really in this. If you don't like the way this game looks in regards to the medieval setting and stuff, you're probably not going to like the game. But I was really quite impressed. I am really quite impressed with this game. I've tried all the different modes now. It is a bit of a shame that there's not a multiplayer mode. I would imagine some people would really enjoy that. But for me, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to carry on playing it and put a lot more hours into it. And I think it's a game that fans of this genre will probably get a lot of fun out of. I do think it's probably worth the money at $24.99. But if you manage to pick this up at a sale for, you know, $9.99 or $14.99, you've got a steal there, and you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this game, I would suggest, because there's quite a lot of content. So I hope you found this review useful. Thank you very much for watching.